We have a real high-grade gold project that I keep coming back to. It's developable. We're going to develop it. We have a team in place that can develop it. And in the market, we just haven't really seen sort of that enthusiasm of investors trickle down to the developer stage on the junior side yet. We think that's coming. We're well positioned for that. And then we also are going to have exploration news with the drill bit coming up as well.
Disseminated on behalf of Westhaven Gold Corp.
Hello and welcome to the Assay TV. I am on site at 121 Mining Investment New York, and I am joined by Ken Armstrong, President and CEO of Westhaven Gold Corp. So welcome.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Oh, no worries. So let's start with a quick overview into Westhaven and your key projects.
Sure. Westhaven's an exploration stage, developer stage company. We're listed on the TSX Venture Exchange. Our symbol is WHN. And our primary project is in a group of rocks we call the Spence's Bridge Gold Belt in southern British Columbia. We have 4 properties. Our flagship property is called the Shovelnose project. It has a resource, a gold resource. It's just under 1 million ounces. I think as we'll talk about, we have a PEA out on it that shows that we think it's imminently buildable. It's a fantastic location. It really stands out because of that. It's located on the main highway that connects Vancouver and the lower mainland of British Columbia with the rest of Canada. It's a 2.5-hour drive from Vancouver onto the property. The main power transmission line that runs power from the lower mainland to the Okanagan and central BC clips the northern part of the property. It is a real opportunity, we think, to build a high-grade underground gold mine in this area of British Columbia that knows mining pretty well. And we're not far from the Highland Valley copper mine of Teck, Hudbay and the Copper Mountain mine. It's an area that knows and understands and benefits from mining already.
So yeah, we'll get into your projects a little bit later on. But let's start with, you're recently new to the company. So what attracted you to the position and what are you excited about to be at Westhaven?
Yeah, it's just over a month now. So I started at the beginning of May. And really what attracted me are 2 key parts. I mean, one is the project itself. I was aware of what was happening on the project because I actually was running another junior company that drilled, I think what we call the discovery drill hole in the Spence's Bridge Gold Belt in 2005. And so was aware of and following what they were doing and spent a fair bit of time with the Vice President of Exploration, Robin Hopkins, to look at the resource. It's real, it's solid, it's buildable. And then the other key part is the people that are involved. So Ira Thomas had just joined Westhaven as chair of the board a little over a year ago, brought in a new chief financial officer, Zara Bolt, with whom I've worked before. Robin Hopkins, as I mentioned, I'd worked with him. So it's a team where collectively throughout our careers, we've all worked together on different projects and a chance to work together now on something that we think is, as I keep coming back to, we think it's buildable.
Exciting times.
Yeah.
So let's look at your PEA for Shovelnose. What were some of the highlights here and what are the key takeaways of the PEA?
Yeah, I think I touched on it. I think it's a high-grade underground mining opportunity. It's an epithermal, low sulfidation epithermal gold deposit. So it's a high grade. The PEA mine grade is just about 5.2 grams per ton. It's three deposits. Net present value on the project is just over $450 million Canadian. That's at a 6% discount. And using a $2,400 gold price, which you think in the current market is pretty reasonable. Just over a 2-year payback on that, and it's all for us about margin. So the mine would produce about 56,000 ounces of gold a year, plus a silver credit of maybe 5 or 6% on top of that, and an all-in sustaining cost is well under $900 US. So this is about margin, 11-year mine life, and then I guess as we'll talk about on the exploration side, we think there's room to find a lot more.
Okay, so yeah, touching on your current works here then. What is your summer exploration program looking like? What are your targets and what are you anticipating to see here?
Yeah, so we just closed the financing last month. That's going to see us start exploration drilling in mid-June. And the goal there is to test areas outboard of the resources that were the subject of the PEA. We know with low sulfidation epithermal systems, they occur in these chutes and these pods. And we sort of have the 3 deposits, as I mentioned. The main resource, the south zone, is almost 800,000 ounces. It's big when in the world of epithermal chutes, but there's always more of them. And we have some real ideas now on where we should be looking. We have a good almost like a fingerprint, because we know where that deposit is, we know how big it is, we know what the size of the mineralized envelope is and the alteration halo, and we can use that now as a target to try and find additional zones outboard that. So we're going to be, as I mentioned, starting that work later this month, and then that will be carrying on into the fall.
So what upcoming milestones should we be looking for? So you just mentioned the work that's going on right now. So what should our investors be looking out for in the next?
Yeah, obviously drill results at Shovelnose. I mentioned we have 3 other properties in the belt as well. We have people on the ground right now conducting exploration there. Any one of those properties, in our view, would carry an exploration stage company in its own right. So there'll be news flow there. And then we're also sort of as a separate stream of work looking at putting together what we think would be a realistic timeline for permitting and development. So we have a PEA. How do we realize on the results of that assessment, and what would a realistic estimate of that timeline be to get us to an investment decision? So we have a price tag from development. What is the timeline and the cost to get from where we are now to the start of that development?
So I guess to wrap up then, and the reason why we're here, why should investors invest in Westhaven today?
Well, because we have a real high-grade gold project that I keep coming back to. It's developable. We're going to develop it. We have a team in place that can develop it. And in the market, we just haven't really seen sort of that enthusiasm of investors trickle down to the developer stage on the junior side yet. We think that's coming. We're well positioned for that. And then we also are going to have exploration news with the drill bit coming up as well.
Thank you, Ken, for joining me today, and we hope you have a really successful event with us.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Thank you so much.